Right then, off on another adventure. Pissing down today, so I've got my Dayglow Derrick outfit on with waterproofs, which are a bit tight actually. Gonna have to do something about that, and not just buy bigger waterproofs. So I'm going to meet Tony and Sarah up at Ockham Bites, and from there Beaconsfield, and then off to Coventry. We're up there going to the Triumph Museum, the National Motorcycle Museum, and the Triumph factory tour. So that's the plan for this weekend, and typical British fashion. Look at that, eh? Anyway, I'll take it steady up there. If you're buying waterproofs, you might as well get something a bit leery and fluorescent. I don't normally like being a Dayglow Derrick, but when it's raining, that's probably the time you want to be seen even more. You know, car drivers are rushing around to get home because it's raining, forgetting that they're actually in a dry car. Anyway, on the way. So I've changed the bike from sport mode, which is what I normally ride around in, into rain mode. And what rain mode does is it gives you about 75% of the power of the engine available. It softens the throttle response as well, so you can still grab a fistful of throttle, but it doesn't give you so much power. And what it does is it increases the intervention of the traction control. So where there's wheel slip, so if you're pulling away and the wheel spins a bit, it will intervene quicker to stop that, to cut the power down so the wheel doesn't slip. So a pretty uneventful journey. It has stopped raining. We're actually going through Runnymede now. Runnymede is just outside of Windsor, and it was where Magna Carta was signed by King John back in the day when he was trying to forge some peace with the rebels. Arrived at Beaconsfield Services, and I need to figure out why my microphone isn't capturing the audio in the helmet. So the 4 became the 7, and we're off to Coventry. Stopped raining a little bit, but it's still wet, and we'll spend more time at the museum, I guess. So something going on here. I don't know why we've ground to a halt. Well, the sign says caution, but personally I think you should always exercise caution. I don't know if we're taking this exit or if we're carrying on. Thank you, mister, for pulling over. Is this actually the way, or has Tony got lost? Or is... Tony! Do you think it might have moved? So I'm up at the National Motorcycle Museum in Coventry. Plenty of old bikes, and well, these are quads. So there's an old quad. That's the Royal Enfield quad. There we go. Now, that looks something. That's a barber's chair or dentist's chair. So Eric just spotted something on the old Sunbeam. A clever arrangement of the levers. So the lever is the other way round, but when you push it, or pull it rather, it pulls the cable which is running inside the bars. So it comes up inside the bar, up to the handle. You pull the lever, it pulls the cable. So it's all dressed inside the bar. Lovely. Well, the obligatory Vincent Black Shadow. 125 mile an hour from that bad boy. Oh, during the war. Oh. Golden Dream, Brough Superior. And the old 5.0 bikes over the years. So there's a Jap 300cc, and it's got a leather chain, drive chains made of studded leather connected together. Got all the BSAs here. So that's a leather chain as well. So it's actually made of leather riveted together. So old bikes and old cars, come to talk about it, you all used old acetylene lighting or carbide gas lamps to light the headlight and the tail light. So this is an example of one. So it's got a lovely dual red exterior, and inside is a little gas chamber. So and there's a tube running down the bike, which then connects in with the tube coming from the front light, and it goes into this canister. And in this canister you put calcium carbide in there and water in there, and they react together and they create acetylene gas, which then comes out to the lamps, and you put a match in and you light the lamps, and that's your lighting for the bike or car. So there's an example of one. Nice front lamp. So that in there isn't a bulb, it's a gas lamp, and the gas is generated on this bike by the acetylene canister just after the petrol tank. So you've got all the greatest bikes, British bikes throughout history, and wouldn't be complete without a Triumph Rocket 3. So I stayed in the Travel Tavern, whatever it's called, last night. It's the gaff. So nothing too salubrious, but anyway, got a good night's sleep. Just had breakfast, not bad. All you can eat, £9.50 or something. So now getting ready. A few of the bikes out there, and we're going to go and meet the boys from Birmingham at the Triumph. A few more bikes there up at the Triumph factory. So yeah, good day ahead. So we're at the Triumph factory in Hinckley. We're doing the Triumph factory tour. So we're heading in, put on a bit of PPE so we don't get run over by a forklift or whatever it is. There's a bit of a start in the cafe, which is always good.
No photos in here though.
Just on the Triumph factory tour.
Get through France.
What do you reckon, Shane?
Because you're going out the motorway doing
Stuff.
they'll be
Sparky,
that far from your rear wheel.
What do you reckon of the tour?
Fantastic.
Good stuff. And boys and girls, you had a good time?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. That tour was amazing.
Good stuff. We learned a few bits in there. We're going to have a little butcher's around the museum, around where the bikes are, and there's a shop. Probably buy a bit of tap. And then a ride out this afternoon.
How you doing?
So this is Lawrence. He's another geezer from I don't know, up
From
this way.
sunny Birmingham.
Oh, so you are a Brummie, are you?
I'm a Brummie, mate.
He's a Brummie. I can't understand a bloody word he's saying. You've got marbles in your mouth.
Yeah, I have, yeah. I either sound bored or stupid.
So we're in the Triumph exhibition. Do you reckon you'll fit in that, Jim?
I reckon if we breathed in, we'd be all right.
Yeah, I'll fit in there. Yeah, this is all good. Look. This is a museum. A lot of history here. Old Triumph bikes from the beginning. Oh yes, that's lovely and shiny. Nice Triumph Rocket 3. Just like mine. There we go. So that's the old Rocket 3, 2.3 litre. This is the new one, 2.5 litre. Yeah, that does look the business actually. So this is a Rocket 3 being cut away, engine cut away, and you can see the gears inside this transmission. The gears are cut helical gears, so they mesh together in a certain way. Now that's different to the old gearbox, so that's a vast improvement. So that was a bit of a common issue with that gearbox. So that's the selector drum that pushes the forks, like on one of my other videos. Yeah, very interesting that they're cut like that. Now the gears are cut different, and then drive shaft down to a bevel box, and that works like this. So you're turning the shaft, that then translates to a rotary action on the wheel, and that's directly driving the wheel. We weren't allowed to take any filming, any photos or do any filming in the factory on the tour, but by the spray shop, outside the spray shop, any of these lines that are done, like the pinstriping and stuff, it's all done freehand. It's all done by hand, freehand, and there's a table. So all the tanks that have got any of this pinstriping on, which come out of the factory, go on this one table, and they paint it up by hand. Stunning. Well, I think I'm going to wear my summer gloves. Where's I've still got your Nana in my top box. You know what I was saying about we're all about to leave for a ride out. We're all at the garage, queued up. Yeah, you ready? Yeah. Last bike. Yep. And someone comes out with an ice cream. It'd be you with a banana. Here we go.
This is why tours take so long, because I have to get everybody ready all at once.
like that on that roof, Foxy. Yeah, all right. We had a lovely little blast out there. Eric, he's still a London boy, East Ender. He ain't seen lambs before, so they're real sentient beings. Hello there. Hello. Oh, are we allowed to have a little lamby cuddle? Hello there.
Have you ever touched the lambs, a live lamb before?
How's it go? Oh, here we go. These lambs' mothers were unable to feed them due to giving birth to too many lambs, more than two.
Lovely women.
Or due to not producing enough milk. They now feed from an automated temperature controlled feeder so they can help themselves whenever they like. Hello. Hello. Ooh. I ain't got any food. Sorry. There we go. Right, lambs. See how the pig meat goat's doing. Oh, there, fella. Oh, there's a great big one there, giving me a funny look. Ooh. Hello. Oh, what a lovely place. So it's called Manor Farm Shop, and it's near Loughborough, and we just stopped here for a cup of tea and a cake, a little bit of refreshment. We're going to take about an hour's ride back now to the hotel, and then be back there before 6, and we're going to book up a curry for tonight. So there we go, delights. So we're at a local Indian, and there's Eric. He's got the what you got? You got the mixed grill. Mixed grill. We've got something else over there. Chicken tikka. Then so we've got chicken naga.
Yeah, that's my
Cheeky. It's lovely. What you got, Sarah? You got the shashlik. Well, that was a lovely curry. Just heading back now to the Travel Tavern, a night's kip, and then tomorrow's another adventure. Looking forward to it. I do like the lights on this bike, they are very impressive, and it's got cornering lights as well, so the more you corner the more lights come on. I don't know if you can see it, like just in the corner of the screen. But anyway, it's a lot better than many bikes I've ridden. You can actually see where you're going. Amazing. Travel Tavern with a Burney Inn, Brewers Fair, whatever it is. Go. Yeah, what do you think of the Triumph factory then?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
Makes
it
me
was.
want to get one.
Good. That's yeah. Get rid of the old Susie.
Nah.
And well, maybe keep that in a shed then, and just cover it up. Don't let anyone see it. and yeah, get a Triumph. But what a fantastic company though, Triumph. You know, British brand with the flag, and it's wholly owned as a private company. It's not a PLC. It's owned by a British billionaire businessman, John Bloor, and his family. Nick
And
Bloor.
he is passionate about British motorcycles.
He's a biker. So Bloor Homes, massive company. He's built it up from, he was a builder. Now Nick runs the Triumph motorcycle company for him, and Adrian, his other son, runs the Bloor Homes. So yeah, he's got a load of his motorbikes were there in the factory as well. His own personal collection.
Yeah.
Really good. Oh, that's a real success story. That is, you know, British brand, British businessman, privately owned. Leaving that place now. I think first stop's a garage. Something is a bit rattly on this bike. It's almost like something's a little bit loose. And when you get up to like 4,500 revs, you kind of, I don't know, it just sounds a bit vibration. It's all they're gonna get. Whenever I see Aldi, I always think of you, pal. Should we get the cheap Mazda fuel? Yeah, that's the fella. Tony knows a bargain. Oh, pay at the pump, that's handy. That's handy, Eric. I mean, there was a Texaco over there. Go over there and we'll meet you there if you want. She wants the E5 petrol, not the E10. She says it makes her hair frizzy. So E10 is 10% ethanol in the petrol. So it's still 95 RON, 95 octane. But there's 10% ethanol in it, which makes it not so bad for the environment apparently, but you also get less miles per gallon, which means you use more of it. So, but the saving on the emissions outweighs the you having to spend more, consume more of it. Anyway, it's better for the environment apparently, but you can end up using a bit more than you used to. And of course it's the same price, but most bikes nowadays will run on E5 or E10. What it does do is, engines that weren't designed to run on E10, it can actually rot the rubber pipes, fuel pipes and such. So yeah, bikes that weren't designed to run on E10, you shouldn't really run them on it. Yeah, they will run on it, they might not be quite as efficient, but what it can do is damage the hoses and all that stuff, and all the gubbins. So that's why. So we headed home. Took about 4.5 hours with stops. Great to see all of those British bikes, the British bikes at the National Motorcycle Museum and the British bikes at the Triumph factory. Recommend it to go and have a look.